Hey everybody, we're going to do another feeding video tonight. I have had a busy day, haven't really had time to get down here and do anything, so this is going to be nice and easy. I got to get everybody fed anyway, and we haven't done a feeding video of this tank yet, at least not recently. So the first thing we're going to put in, as usual, is going to be a little bit of my color enhancing flakes or crisps or whatever you want to call them. I usually sort of crumble them to some degree. I leave a few in larger chunks and put some in really small pieces and just break it up into a variety of sizes for the various sized fish. Tetras are related to piranhas, and they've got really sharp teeth, so they can usually slice through anything, and flake food obviously isn't much of a challenge. But a lot of my tanks have little guppy and guppy fry swimming around in them, and you know, so I just am always in the habit of crumbling it up and breaking it up. It's not like I'm going to make it too small for the larger fish to get to it. So the next thing we're going to put in there tonight is going to be some sinking shrimp pellets. More often than not, I put about a half to 3/4 of an algae wafer crumbled up in there. I've got some cories on the bottom, and there's the rubber lips are in there, and then of course my black ghost knifefish, you know, needs food to get down to the bottom as well. It's not going to come out and eat the flakes in the water column. But about once a week or so, I always try to put some higher protein food in there, and I always try to put some shrimp pellets in. And a lot of times the shrimp pellets will get the black ghost knifefish to come out from that central cave. Right now you can see that little pepper cory. There's actually one just to the left of the cave moving away from it, and then there's one directly in front of the cave nibbling on one of those shrimp pellets. So while they're doing that, I'm going to go around and get the rest of my tanks fed. And I know as of yesterday, I still saw both of the rubber lips in that tank alive and well. And I saw them both at the same time, so I know they're both still alive in there. I don't remember how many cories I put in there recently, but I know I put several. At least 4 or 5, and I know a couple of them died because I actually saw them. Cories are another one of those fish. I can actually see both of the rubber lips right now. There's one off to the far right that's probably not coming out on camera. He's kind of underneath those rocks. And then there's one right almost dead center in the tank, up on the leaf, right there in front of that piece of wood. So cories are another one of those fish that I'm kind of hit or miss with. If they adjust to my water, then they usually do okay. But it's iffy if they're going to make it that first couple of months. And so I put a few in there, and now I'm down to only 2 that I see. I suppose there could be some more hiding in there, but I would imagine by now if there was more I probably would have seen one making an appearance. I really like the way that tank turned out when I put the Serpae Tetras in there. I had them in with my angelfish in what is my T-bar tank now, the tank just to the right of the one you're looking at. And they were okay, but they were still doing some damage to my angelfish. They were nipping at the fins, and they were just causing them stress. And I don't know why it never occurred to me, but it never really occurred to me to get them out of there and just move them into that tank where they're just a perfect fit. The color scheme works, their size works, the way they school together. They even school with the other tetras in that tank. I have glow light tetras in there. I used to have 6 or 7 of those tiger barbs, but over the years that number's dwindled down. I've only got 2 left, and since I'm not getting any more, I'm just kind of letting them go away. That's why I haven't bolstered that school back up. But I've got the Rasbora Hets in there. The glow light tetras, and then of course the red minor or the Serpae Tetras in there. All of those reds and oranges and earth tones and everything just really go well in that tank, I think. I'm very happy with it. So I don't know if we got to see the black ghosts come out or not. I'm going to assume probably not, since it looks like there's still pellets right in front of its cave. I actually haven't seen it in a few days. Let me look down inside the cave and see if I can still see it moving around in there. Oh yeah, it's still in there. So I'm going to go in the other room and get a tank or two fed in there and let this keep rolling. And maybe while I'm not in the room, you'll get to see a little bit of the black ghost come out. So give me a couple minutes and I'll be right back. Alright, I just checked in the quarantine tank I've got in the other room, and when I bought the Siamese algae eaters that I just bought recently, when the person got them netted up for me, they wound up snagging a little tiny fry. I have no idea what it is. It's just this tiny, tiny, tiny little fish in there. And yesterday I was looking for it, couldn't find it anywhere. Now keep in mind, this thing is so small that if it was down on the bottom, it could just sort of lay between two pieces of gravel like they were giant boulders. So when I was in there feeding the tank, I actually did just get to see it swimming around in there. So I'm happy to say that that little fish is still in there. It's still too small for me to know what it is yet, but it is in there. So that's exciting. I think it's going to be some little live bear. It's probably going to turn out to be nothing more than a guppy. Or maybe a molly or something if I'm lucky. I might get a cool looking platy or something with some interesting colors on it, but for the most part I think I'm going to end up with just some simple little live bear. But that's okay. It's a free fish and it was a little bonus surprise, kind of like the toy in a Cracker Jack box, except this one's going to be even better. Guess I'm kind of dating myself with that one there. Alright. Did anything happen while I was gone? Does not look like it, but I don't know, they're moved around a little bit. Maybe somebody came out and did something, but I'm guessing probably not. So we are almost 9 minutes in now. I'm going to go ahead and call that a video. There's little cories and stuff with the pellets on the bottom like that. They'll just sort of keep working on them and pecking on them and so on and so forth, but you got a pretty good idea what the tank looks like while it's feeding, and you're actually getting a pretty good look now of what the tank just kind of looks like in general. It's just a nice chilled out tank with some movement and color and a nice pretty underwater garden forming. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you're subscribed. You never know what you're going to get with me. I still do plan on doing the video where I discuss my thoughts about big chain pet stores, and there's a couple other things I want to talk about. I just haven't had time, or honestly the motivation. I got to be in the right mood to sit down in front of the camera and do videos like that, and the mood has not struck me in the last couple days. So hang in there. As I said, make sure you're subscribed, that way you won't miss them or anything else you're going to get from me, and I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you real soon in the next one.